When you really love somebody, you don't just love them in spite of their faults, you love them because of them.
Mm-hmm. Well said.
Like, you don't see them as faults. That just makes you human. That makes you accessible. I feel exactly the same way about Lord of the Rings. I know this is an idealized version of ancient times or the Middle Ages or the 1600s because it has elements of all of those. But I don't care, you know? I don't care that nothing was ever like that. It's this fantasy ideal.
Sometimes it's just a really good movie and you don't need to try to find the flaw in every little thing. Just enjoy it for the awesomeness that it is.
You have got to have a suspension of disbelief when watching Lord of the Rings, okay? You have to be in it to watch a heroic character like Beowulf go on this epic quest and be able to handle his business in every possible situation. I mean, at the end of Fellowship of the Ring, Aragorn and Legolas and Gimli and Boromir take on an entire army of Uruk-hai and come out okay. In real life, they would be dead. If you are here to watch larger-than-life characters achieve victory, you're gonna love this movie. If you come for, like, realism regarding war, you're gonna hate it.
I mean, look, if you can go to the theater and watch one of the Live Free, Die Hard where he's jumping out of a plane in air and then lands on the plane, I mean, like, come on. Like, but you have a problem with this? I mean, sometimes we just need a feel-good movie where the heroes win.
The big criticism is, why didn't the Eagles just carry the ring the whole way there?
Well, that was incredibly easy.
Yes, it was.
Can you imagine what it would be like if we had walked the entire way?
Everything that comes in contact with the ring, every animal that comes in contact with the ring wants it. Just like the sea monster outside of the mines of Moria. Even dead people in this world want this ring. If Gandalf and Galadriel can't resist the pull of the ring, do you honestly think an eagle would be able to? If the eagles have gotten in contact with the ring, they would have wanted to take it. Everything wants to take it. So you cannot just get on the back of a big bird and have them fly you there, because it's a wild animal that you cannot control, and wild animals have even more instincts and act more on their instincts than humans and elves and dwarves. Animals don't have the ability to reason, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't take this ring because then I'll become evil and look like Gollum. A bird is not going to think like that.
And they came of their own volition to help in the last battle, too.
Yeah, much like the Ents.
Everything was so messed up at that point. They were like, you know.
Much like the Ents, that was like nature taking over and going, okay, we got to help.
Exactly. It's not something you can count on.
The reason they were able to help Sam and Frodo at the end was because the ring had already been destroyed. It was gone. They wouldn't have been tempted by its presence if they got close to Frodo at this point. And Gandalf had a really close relationship with the Eagles, so he was able to ask one or two of them for a favor, a short-term favor, to help do this. It would not have been, hey, can you fly them hundreds and hundreds of miles? No. Can you fly like 5 miles to go pick them up? Sure.
I'm kind of paraphrasing off of Michael Moorcock's epic Pooh critical essay of Lord of the Rings. It was written back in 1978. Daniel Green on the Fantasy News Channel has a great summary of that whole thing. But the gist of it is Tolkien was actually very, very conservative. He was a monarchist. He had this idealized view of the king takes care of the nobles take care of the vassals take care of the peasants, and if everybody would just stay in their place and do their job, everything would be great. And this translated to this sort of idealized version of country life, with the hobbits and the Shire being put up as the pinnacle of good. This is what everybody wants. This is what everybody wants to come home to, is this agrarian society where everybody sits around and has...
They had breakfast, second breakfast, lemonsies, lunch and afternoon tea, dinner, and then supper. Somebody would have to be constantly cooking and cleaning to make this possible. That would be like Thanksgiving every day.
Right. Too much.
Frodo is the landlord and Sam is his gardener, and like this is an idealized feudal society. The landlord is the most honest, noble person in society. The landlord is the most uncorruptible person in the world. The landlord is like does not want wealth or power, and that's why he's able to like take the ring to Mount Doom. Like, come on, everybody's landlord is a greedy bastard, you know. Eddie Murphy said it best.
Kill my landlord. Kill my landlord. Slip in his window. Break his neck. Then his house I start to wreck. Got no reason. What the heck? Kill my landlord. Kill my landlord. C-I-L-L. My landlord.
Frodo doesn't really do anything for a living. He just has inherited wealth and runs his estate, basically. It's this idealized view of the upper class that, well, they've got the big picture in mind, and, we can't really understand the burdens that they have to carry because they have to deal with the burden of power. It's just up to Sam to take care of all the details, like, making sure food's on the table and all the chores are done.
Yeah, lucky him. All you have to do is decide what to do with the time that is given to you.
And like and subscribe.
Love it.